Before we, go any further, I want to talk about what everybody in the hobby has been talking about, and that is Prizm Football release. We came out last Wednesday, about a week ago. I think $18,000 was the original case price.
Yeah, crazy amount.
Right. So let me start there. I think last year we pre-ordered our Prizm cases for $12,500.
$12,000 a case.
$12,000 a case, which is
$1,000 a box.
That was expensive as hell last year. We couldn't believe that.
Yeah, but you had Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, you had the big guys, Jalen Hurts.
Well, then they went and from 2020 you had 50 less veterans and 2 less parallels as well.
Yeah.
Not only a better class.
I saw somebody post something. I think it was Prizm God broke down the actual how many cards and different parallels there are in this year's Prizm. It is astronomical, the difference between last year and this year.
It's unbelievable. And for the, just to speculate on the classes, 2020 is head and shoulders above 2021.
Yes. Yeah. But, also going into 2020, there's good quarterbacks in 2020. With the Herberts and the Burrows and those guys. But, there's also some good speculation on these players as well this year.
Totally.
Mac Jones, Trey Lance hasn't got an opportunity to turn loose. I'm not a Trevor Lawrence fan. I don't think he's ever going to pan out there. I'm all about organizations and brand, and I'm just telling you, quarterbacks go to die in three franchises that I can name right off the top of my head.
Jaguars
are one.
Jets, Cowboys,
Browns.
I'm just kidding. I had to throw that in there for our producer.
The Browns, the Jets, the Jags, and the Browns. You name me one quarterback from those organizations. I can name one from all of those organizations that goes down in history as a Hall of Famer. One. And he's an old-timer.
That's right. From the Browns, I'm assuming.
No.
Who?
No. From the Jets.
From the Jets. Joe Namath.
Yes.
Yeah.
You got it.
Broadway Joe.
Yep. So, he had a commercial where he put on pantyhose? That was a big thing with him. So, anyway.
We'll get you to do that in one of our TikTok videos, maybe.
I can definitely do that. I have 4 daughters.
Yeah.
So, to tell you a funny story, there was actually a contest one time when I was in Tyler, Texas, back in East Texas, that come on the radio, and they were like, hey, everybody, we're looking for 4 contestants to meet at the corner of blah, blah, blah Broadway, and I think the Loop's what it was. So I pulled up, had no idea what we were going to do. I get there, they blindfold the 4 of us. They hand us a pantyhose, and they said, it was 4 men, and they said, whoever put these pantyhose on the fastest gets, all these prizes and tickets. Well, when they handed me the pantyhose, I knew right away that I was going to win this, because if you have 4 daughters, you know how to put them on. So I immediately start rolling the pantyhose up before they ever start the contest. So I've got them in my hand. I'm ready to go. I've dressed plenty of little girls, doing that stuff.
Right.
With having the babies at the house. So they said go. I said zip, zip, pulled them right up just like a pair of blue jeans. And the other guys were like ripping theirs.
Yeah.
I was done.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
They were looking at you like, man, they're a little caught off guard by that. They're like, wait, does this guy wear pantyhose all the time?
Well, and Connor wears them in the office all the time.
Well, that's another story. We don't need to get into that. I think a contest is one thing. Connor's personal life is another, I think. I'm just kidding. So let me ask you, though, as somebody who rips Prizm every year, typically, or likes Prizm product, Prizm Football, and higher, I'd say, where do you feel the value is for this class compared to last class, just from a pre-order price standpoint?
Everything goes up. But I do believe with the overprinting how many parallels they printed and all the extra players that was added into this year's Prizm, that the overall value of the product should come down. The overall value of the product should be less than what it was last year, just due to they printed
a third as much.
It was probably, I was going to say it was probably 5x as much as last year, if not more.
Right.
Does that change the big card value of the bigger guys? No, because those are just harder to pull now.
100%.
Because there's so much more product.
Right.
So the value of the class doesn't change, but the overall product value does.
And this is something that we've touched on in a couple of our past episodes, is where wax prices are simply unsustainable for the value of singles. The singles price, imagine ripping, and I will brag on Bradley a little bit. He ripped two Prizm boxes today on our card shop tour, and did pull the Mac Jones True Gold 9 of 10, one of the biggest, probably one of the 11 biggest cards, if you will. In the entire product, and that is a bad card right there, man. That is awesome. So we were pretty excited. You guys, I'm sure, have seen it all over social media, and we're gonna have a ton more content coming with that guy as well. So imagine though, Brad, if we had paid for that case, right? If we just to say we hit the same card from the case, we're gonna struggle to make our money back, I think. I mean, okay. Maybe not from the one card.
Not from that card.
Right. But from the rest of the numbered rookies, the autographs that we were pulling
all that was trash. And, I mean, this last weekend, I bought into 20 different breaks with pull wax. And it was all trash. I mean, that's the reason I say stuff like this is going to be should be worth more due to how much product has been printed, because there is so much. I was hitting autographs of defensive backs that I was like, who the hell is that? I mean, it was just so bad.
Right.
And, I mean, if you go to our other two boxes,
without this card, we lost.
We probably had $200 of value in $2,500 worth of wax.
Correct. I was going to say, yeah, and I was going to say my point of kind of had we ripped an entire case, we still hit the Mac and kind of, did very average with the rest. Say nothing big to write home about.
Yep.
Besides that Mac, we're losing money on the case big time.
100%.
You know what I mean? Besides that one card. So, really, again, it goes back to ripping wax, being able to sit on, singles, things like that. The cash flow is really what is important for speculating on football. With these really high prices for wax, do you see yourself more likely to buy a single that is maybe now increased in value compared to a card from the year prior, and buy, would you rather spend that extra premium on the single, or are you going to hold the wax that's still being printed?
I'm all about buying singles.
Yeah.
I mean, I like to own the singles and put them up more than I like having wax and storing wax. That's just a personal preference. That's not saying that's the end all be all.
Right.
I look at cards and wax in two different ways. So wax to me is like buying a mutual fund. Mm-hmm. It's going to gradually go up over time.
Slowly. Yeah.
Yes. Some of the better stuff.
Correct.
Buying individual cards is more like buying an American Airlines stock or things along those lines. It can go up a lot faster.
Don't say American Airlines to me. Yeah.
They did lose our baggage.
They're not on my good side right now. I don't want to hear that American Airlines ever again.
They almost detained me
They almost detained Brad. Man, we have been not to get too far off track, but we have baggage all over the country. We have been rescheduled, canceled, rebooked. I'm over American Airlines.
You've seen the TikTok of the excellent football player knocking the guy out at United or TSA, whoever he worked for. That was almost me.
That was almost Brad at the airport.
I was about to knock that dude smooth out.
And we still don't have the bag. So if that guy's watching this, you know where to find us. Bring us our bag.
Now.
Yeah, that's right. Anyways.
I'm actually flying out tomorrow. I'm going on the lookout for this guy when I get there.
That's exactly right. Good.
Like I'm going to pin him down and figure out where my bag is at as soon as I find him. My wife is like, Brad, please don't cause a scene at the airport. So.
She's like, y'all are getting ready to go on a relaxing vacation. Brad's got his blood pumping over there. Not to get too far off track, I guess.